we're going to talk about some examples here, just ideas of how you can pay off your mortgage early and the benefits of doing that. But always do your own research. Check for prepayment penalties before acting. Make sure you have an emergency fund in place so that a financial disaster does not spoil your best laid plans. Do not hesitate to talk with a financial planner to help guide you in determining your goals and selecting a plan that works best for you. So let's look at a few tools in our toolbox, a few techniques that people use to pay off their home early. Of course, you can make extra payments, as I just showed you. Some people, they like to put extra 100 every month, an extra 200, extra 500, whatever you can afford. If you have lump sums, I just showed you the calculator with a lump sum, a $5,000 lump sum once a year. You do that every year. So you could throw lump sums at the mortgage balance. Where might that come from? Raises. Most of you are getting raises, bonuses, tax refunds, from different sources. If you have a side hustle or something, these funds could be used, if this is your goal, to pay down your home early. You could pay your mortgage bi-weekly. Instead of one monthly payment, you can make a half-size payment every 2 weeks. This will reduce the interest you pay and will shave off years from your loan. You could refinance your loan. Now, if you can lower your interest rate and loan payment, it might be a good idea. If you could do that, what you would do is take any savings you realize on that new payment and apply it to the principal balance of the new loan. Or many people will finance their loan to a 15-year mortgage. They'll actually do an official refinance to a 15-year mortgage to reduce the life of the loan. But if you have a good fixed low interest rate loan, 3% or less, heck, 4%, maybe 5% if it's fixed, because we're about to enter interest rate environment. We can't go much lower than we are. At some point, it's going to start creeping up. You don't need to refinance to a 15-year. You actually don't need to do that. You can just begin paying the loan as if it was amortized over 15 years, and you get the same effect without the closing costs of a new loan and all the paperwork and everything. So that's another way to cut down the length of the loan. Another option is you could downsize. Most of us buy too much house. Why? Because the banker said that the payment we have from the loan they gave us, they said that the payment we have was the maximum payment that we could afford. So what did we do? We went with it. We simply bought the max we could afford. Do you really need that much house? Can you live in a less expensive neighborhood, a less expensive house? Is it time to move out of your single family home into a cheaper, smaller house or condominium? Downsizing is another way to get rid of that loan quicker and build your wealth. You can house hack, of course. House hacking has become very popular. House hacking, some ideas is like renting a room. If you got a spare room in your house, you could rent a room. You could rent your garage. People do that. Heck, you could even become a renter yourself. If it is advantageous, you could move out of your home into a cheaper rental apartment. If that works for you, then turn your home into a rental and become a landlord. Use the rents you are collecting to accelerate the payments on your mortgage until it is paid in full. Now, obviously, again, you need to do the math on all that, make sure it works. Talk to your financial advisor, do your research on this stuff. Another approach that I like is opening a tax investment account to pay down your mortgage early. So if you are reasonably assured that you can earn more than the cost of your mortgage and investment yields every year, this approach works well. Most people do this with low-cost stock mutual funds with long track records of good performance. You got to be sure you got to know what you're doing when it comes from an investment standpoint. You got to have a little experience and know what you're doing and have a good advisor. Because history shows that the S&P 500 will give you yields of 10% a year on average over the long term. 10% a year has been returning. So if your mortgage is 4%, open a taxable brokerage account that is targeted for the sole purpose of paying off your mortgage loan. This is because the investment account will build faster than the pay down rate at which your loan will reduce with the same dollars. Meaning if you had extra dollars and you put it to the loan and you put it to this investment account versus applying those extra dollars to the loan, actually that investment account will grow faster. And then once the balance in this account, this taxable investment account, matches your remaining mortgage loan balance, plus any taxes you would need to pay as a result of the distribution from the investment account, withdraw the money, pay the taxes, and pay off your mortgage. Done. Now this approach is going to shave another 3 to 4 years off your mortgage. And I'm going to give you a reference of Jake Bro. He did a great video on this. I'm going to share it here so you can see it. Here it is. He did a what I like about this video, and the reason why I'm referring it is, a lot of times when people are talking about finances and everything, they just blow you away with terms and their knowledge. Jake takes you slow. He explains everything. He diagrams it, writes it out, shows you the numbers. So if you want to understand that a little bit better for your own education, by all means, go ahead and do that. And but also consider talking to your financial advisor if that's something that you just think is too complicated for you. Whatever combination of tactics you choose, the plan is always the same. Pay more on the principal balance amount than is due, or pay more frequently. Any combination of those two. You will be reducing the amount of interest you are paying, and it reduces the number of years you will have left on your mortgage. Before long, you will soon be mortgage free.